Your novel struck both of us. We talked about this before the call as reading like memoir. Were you conscious of that? Was that an effect that you were hoping to achieve as you were writing it?
Absolutely. And thank you for that beautiful question. I I was hoping that someone would ask me that, so thank you.
Good.
One of the I was very conscious of that for several reasons. One of them being in the work that I've done over the years with different communities, with different marginalized communities, people of color, people who are working through different barriers to be seen in societies that may not traditionally be societies they were born and raised in. I've often found there to be a really strong disconnect in whose story it is and who gets to tell that story. And I think a lot of that happens when we turn someone into a third person. So if I'm working with one of the communities and they invite me to tell their story, I can tell their story as, I met them, here's what that was like, and here's what that felt. And I certainly could tell that in a really evocative way as well. However, it would carry so much more power if it truly were their voice as a person. And I think so there's a sense of empowerment of reclaiming those traditionally unheard voices that we don't find in these spaces. So that was very deliberate. The second thing that was very important was I grew up in a world very rich with stories. Everything was a story. We were taught in story. One of my grandparents would tell their story or their experience of something. There was an intimacy to it, there was a sacredness to it. And those stories stayed with me more so than them telling me stories of others and other people's experiences. So I thought it would land more powerfully yet if the readers felt like it was Iman telling them her story herself.